up? Hello, everybody. It's your host, KGA Live, a.k.a. Tighten Up Your Pussy, a.k.a. your defending league champions. I am here with Mr. Ludwig and Mr. Bill Tino. Guys, the new season of the YarskCap, week one's in the books. Bill, let's start off with you with your beautiful background. How you feeling?
Feeling good. I've got the Busch Light League behind me here. I tried not to get any Bud Light in there, but I'm at the golf course after men's league banquet. But I'm here for the league. Here for the league, boys.
Amen to that. Luddy, how you doing, my man?
Good. Good to be here. I'm going to drink one Busch Light to Bill's 40. And I'm just at home in my garage. I did play golf tonight, too. So maybe we could circle back to see who would have won tonight, me or Bill.
We did four-person best shot, so you.
Oh, okay.
Well, Luddy played three-person best shot pretty much by himself.
I could have played by myself and you would have won. So let's just leave it at that.
Oh, shit. Well, hey, we got two things on the agenda. Just a quick recap on the football stuff, and then Luddy's got to announce his golf rankings from how he thought everyone played from our golf outing, minus Jared, because, of course, he decided to turn 30 the day that we celebrate the most special day of the year, but whatever.
Also, a quick moment of silence.
Bill.
Quick moment of silence for Jared's dog. I think it was Penny or something. I saw it on Facebook.
Oh, shit.
Moment of silence done. We're good. All right.
I definitely thought that moment of silence was for Zach, and I was like, yeah, he doesn't.
Oh, well, no.
So, what the hell?
Zach doesn't get the airtime.
He must not be named like fucking Voldemort. We just don't speak his name anymore.
He was a good sticker bitch, though. I will give him that.
He was a great sticker bitch, but I mean, Bill, we had an absolute clash, and it came down to freaking Monday night. What were your thoughts that first week when Rashad Penny was starting to go off for that first half?
I know he had that one big run. You text me, and I'm like, I know what you're doing right now, Kirby. But yeah, no, it was kind of what I expected. Justin Jefferson went off. My quarterback play wasn't great, and even if I had Trey Lance, which you offered that trade, it still wouldn't have mattered. So I'm glad I stayed where I did. But hats off to you, Kirby. Week one, that's just getting warm up. We're just getting our teams ready. We're getting ready to roll for the season. It's a good win by you, but I'm ready to take the Busch Light League by storm. Drink half of these tonight. Just kidding. I have to work tomorrow with my partners in an office, so I will be going home relatively early.
Bill working on a Thursday. That's weird.
I know, right? It is strange.
Or Friday.
It's summertime, bud.
It's fall.
Summertime, what the hell? Football.
What were your thoughts? I mean, obviously it was a close matchup. I don't know. There's a lot of middle of the pack like teams this week. Right around that 105 to 115 range. Obviously, Schultes is just Schultes and puts together a great team. But there's a lot of teams kind of in that big clump in the middle, and we were two of them, and you won.
Yep, and the one correction I will make, if you would have accepted that trade, which I offered you Zach Ertz and Trey Lance for Kyle Pitts, because Zach Ertz scored more than Kyle Pitts, you actually would have won this week.
Yeah, no, I did the math on that too, but you know what? Looking in the future, I think
it's
I
probably
think
for the best.
Unless Kyle Pitts blows
but like you said, Schultes, I think he's got one of the strongest teams. And, Buddy, your team, unfortunately, I liked your team one of the most coming out of the draft, but it did not quite have the performance there because, only 82 points compared to Pootie's 99. So Pootie doesn't even break 100 but gets the W. So what are we thoughts on that?
I was low man on the totem pole for points for sure. I think Axe was in second, but holy shit. Very disappointing because I had a lot of people say, I kind of really like your team. You got some good players. You got a wide range of running backs and wideouts, and man, starting to look like Scott Frost and some Nebraska football players because holy shit, it was funny, and it was fun to play Pootie the first week, and we were kind of texting, and he said he hates his team. I said, Pootie, you've told me that every year that we've done this, and he's had some success.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he won.
Yeah, he won. And then so I was projected to beat him early on. And then when I saw his running back, I think it says running back number 2 is it Cam Akers?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he lays a goose egg on Thursday night with 0 points. I'm just licking my chops. I'm like, I got this in the bag. And he texted me Sunday morning and he said, He said, "Good win," is what he told me. And this was probably like 12:05. And I'm feeling really good.
The old reverse psychology.
And about 1:30, I was like, holy shit, this isn't good. And I texted him. I said, "You're the worst," because he made me feel so good about my team. And I got beat down. And, yeah, it was not good.
No, for sure. I thought that was a tough one. You being the low man didn't foresee because you were one of my favorite teams coming into the year. But the only other matchup I won. Go ahead, Kylie.
I would just say my quarterback was pretty good. I had 2 wide receivers that played well and got me some decent points. And then outside of that, my running backs were awful. Hopefully Kamara is good to go this week. But other than that, I didn't really have anything. So
problem was T. Higgins got a concussion last week, so that dropped him out of the game, I think, the second quarter.
Yeah.
So not getting any points from him hurt.
Yeah, he left.
That hurt a lot
in the first half. So.
Yeah, but then the other matchup that I want to touch on briefly, just because it's a battle of what we thought usually are the 2 shitty teams, Tua Sacco and Sap.
I know. I thought Sap was going to win that the whole time. But then
I know, but yeah, Jared pulls off a big W between Jonathan Taylor and then Mahomes dropping 35 on Sap. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude, 5 tutties is tough.
So,
and the worst part
he
is
had a good game.
At the draft, we all kind of made fun of Jared, which I think it was more the Aaron Rodgers pick right after Mahomes that we made fun of him for. But, we can't talk now because Mahomes went off. So, great pick, Jared. Hats off to Jared a little bit there.
It was the Adam Thielen pick that we made fun of. It was like, oh, wow, like that pick. And then he picked Thielen.
Well, then he went Rodgers right after that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he did take Rodgers.
But, let's be honest here. Jared is a great drafter. Every year, Jared drafts great. And then I don't want to get ahead of it here because hopefully he doesn't trade soon. But the guy just trades, and that's where he gets in trouble.
I expect him to win. I mean, he's going to win his first 6 or 7 games, and he's going to go 0 for whatever. I mean, just
I remember 2 years ago, that's exactly what happened. I think I was 2-6, and he was 7-1 or something, or 6-1, and then I ended up beating him for the last playoff spot. So all's well that ends well. But next week's matchups, highlighting on some of the big ones that just caught my eye. Bill, you got an important one with Josh and his team Broncos pretty much. 2 0-1 matchups, and it's hard to pull the 0-2 there. So you're a little worried about that one? Broncos, give me 1 second. They have, looks like, they got Houston. They got a cupcake
that's
matchup.
Trouble. That's trouble for me, but that's all right. My guys will show up and play. I believe in them.
The one thing that's tough for Josh is his flex is Breece Hall, and Breece Hall got outsnapped by Michael Carter. So his
Broncos and Iowa State. Not very strong. Josh's team, let's ride. Josh's team, let's ride. Josh's team, let's ride.
Phil's feeling good.
Okay, we've been giving shit about that to Josh for the last week, so.
I'm sorry to miss that. But then the other matchup of 0-1 is actually between Luddy and Sap. Luddy, how are you feeling up going against Sap this week?
I've never been nervous a day in my life playing against Sap in anything. I have so much confidence. He did not play golf tonight because he is on the COVID list.
Oh, he's nervous.
Well, it could be nervous.
He's got COVID. Okay.
Yeah, we all know. Yeah, he has COVID.
Yeah,
he went to the grocery store, though. He said he went to the grocery store.
I thought he took a pregnancy test when he first snapped it out this morning. With the 2 lines, but he's positive with COVID. I don't think that hurts his team, but since we didn't play golf tonight and we always bet $10, Mr. Sap, I'm calling you out. We'll bet $10 this week because we didn't golf, and I will be looking forward to the payment on Tuesday morning.
Shit, well, there we go. But with that in mind, I think that's enough fun football talk. I might try to pretend to give because Zach dropped the ball, saying he'd give preseason power rankings, completely dropped the ball. So I might try to do that as Buddy prepares his golf power rankings, and then I'll just list them off really quick, ignoring all week 1 results. But with that, Luddy, you kind of have the floor. You want to kind of give the overview of the golf outing and how you're now the 3-time defending champion?
Can we kind of input after each one and say where we think too?
Sure.
You are the overall ranker, but I want to give my input too. Because I think I have a clear number 10.
Oh,
so go ahead,
fine.
lead off.
That's fine. I think the golf outing went over good again this year, except for I think almost probably everybody was hungover. That I think it definitely played a factor in everybody's golf game. But
I was actually not one hungover for once.
You weren't
hungover? Early yeah.
Sheesh.
Felt great.
Wow. Well, I thought you went to the Iowa game.
I did, but we had to drive back, so I had to stay sober.
Okay. Wow.
Weird.
So I think it was good. I'm not surprised that my team was a winning team again.
Yep.
After the draft, I thought that obviously the teams were pretty even besides Bilt's team. Bilt decided to get rid of his ego and went with some bullshit team camaraderie.
Yep, I went for morale. Terrible decision.
Didn't work at
all. In the whole one, the camaraderie could not have been any lower on their team.
Well, I didn't know Josh was going to be a wet noodle that day.
Yeah. you kind of fucked up their build. My team versus Sap's team was actually really close, and they really shit the bed when they bogeyed number 7. But other than that, I thought it was a good day. It's part of the fantasy football league. It's a tradition that we're going to keep going with.
Yep.
And we'll get into the rankings here. Part of my rankings have to do with how people played that day, but there is a little bias on play throughout the whole year, which plays a little bit of factor into my power rankings, whether that's right or not, but I've got the sheet.
So Bill's already shaking his head.
So number
you can already tell by the smile on his face.
What is my number 10 pick? Yeah. Number 10, I think, is pretty obvious, is Jared. He didn't.
Yep.
I think he's 100%. Towards the top, but he did not get to show up to the golf this year. So
2 or 3 years.
I think he's in a fair 10 position.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my number 9, definitely gonna get some flack or banter about this one, is the newcomer of the league is Mr. Joel Civil. He's in my 9 spot.
Yep, that's fair.
Okay. He did not play very well on Sunday when we played. He's kind of struggled this year, and I think part of why I put him at number 9 is also he was on Bill and Axe's team, and they just didn't have it that day. But I did have noted down, not counting putts, that they did use 4 of Joel's shots.
Yep.
So I can't remember now which shots those were, but he didn't play very good, and he's in my 9 spot.
I was going to say that's a toss-up there between him and I'm sure probably your number 8. But number 8 hit some pretty good shots that day.
He did. And my number 8, Schultes.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
I don't think I could move him any further than that just because of some of the other guys that normally play. But Schultes, we used 2 of his shots for sure, and they were actually on the same hole, and maybe I missed a couple, but hole 4.
Hole 4, he made the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. So he made the birdie putt as well.
Yeah. So he did knock in some birdie putts that I don't have down on my list. So his putting was definitely probably the best part of his game. But he came in clutch, and he gets in my 8 spot mainly because he was on the winning team. And I kind of wanted to move him up even higher because of that. But fair is fair, and he's just not your average golfer. He just gets out a couple times. So I give hats off to Schultes.
Honestly, he was my wild card to actually jump up 1 spot ahead of another player, but I'm not going to mention this other player until we see where he's at.
I drafted him in front of Joel just because I've seen that Budweiser putter get hot, and when it's hot, it doesn't mix. So I about drafted him ahead of Joel, but I figured the consistency of Joel is why I drafted Joel there.
Yeah. And your team camaraderie bullshit.
7.
Mr.
I think I'm getting low on people out here. So
7 is Mr. Snacks for me. He, in my opinion, he has struggled this year compared to the last couple of years. I did play with him tonight though, and he probably hit the ball the best he's ever played tonight. Maybe that was because he felt comfortable with just me. Sap and Joel were not along to tear him down, and he was having a good time. Drinks were flowing. We each had one mixed drink tonight, and so I think we were just on the perfect level. But I think he only had one shot that was used other than putts, and again, he was.
It was the one that we lost.
Team. Which hole was that?
On hole 3, the ball that we lost was the one shot of his we used.
Oh yeah, yeah, the old lost ball.
So a quick insight there. I wanted either Josh or Kirby, and I knew Josh had played quite a bit, and I texted him, and Josh was like, "Oh yeah, my game's in a good spot." So I based it off that. I should have known, but that's where my mind was. Looking back on it, I regret it, but keep going.
So what was Josh's? What pick was he for you then?
No, he's my first pick. He was right behind Pooty.
Second overall.
Yeah, second overall.
Josh Jackson? Oh,
yep.
You fucked up.
Yep, I know. Very well aware. Keep going.
Sorry, Snacks.
That was the low-key guy that I actually potentially, I think, just given that, like, not basing it on how people play this year, I actually give the edge to Schultes over Josh. I wasn't watching Josh much, but Schultes had a lot of good putts, and his performance on number 4, I actually think I had him one spot higher than Josh.
I do think Schultes played better than Josh that day, but
overall.
I edged it with me playing with him, which isn't, a little bias there, but so then my number 6 spot, I know Kirby, the humble guy that he is, he always says that Ross is better than him and Josh are in the same category or whatever. I have Ross at number 6, which means I got Curb Stop at number 5. I think Ross has been playing a decent amount this year, and I did text him when I was thinking about drafting him, thinking maybe that based on Bill going a different route and Sap saying he wasn't going to pick Ross, but I didn't think Ross hit the ball very good, and I think they only used 2 of his shots. I think he normally hits the ball a lot better than that, but he did have some good wedge shots, but
no, that's right.
I think one of those shots that I marked down was on number 7. He blasted it 200 yards into number 9, and they had to use that one because the other 2 guys.
Yep, that sounds right. He's freezing.
Okay, so then I got Curb at number.
He froze.
I did.
We lost you for a little bit there.
Okay, you're back.
I'm back. Okay. So I got Curb at number 5. I had Curb down for about 3 shots, but they were big shots, and he made some putts too.
Yep.
So I didn't really have, if I could remember to go back on Curb
number
shots.
2, I had the drive.
Curb had a bomb of a drive on 2, and
2 he drove the green.
And I think a lot of the shots, like, keep in mind when we're talking about Kirby only had 2 shots, he's also hitting the same shots that I'm hitting, and mine might have been just a little bit better.
Yep, just barely beat him. Yep.
I know on some of my wedge shots that I was like maybe a foot closer than Curb was.
Yeah.
So to say Curb only had 2 is kind of an understatement. But I thought Curb's wedge game was good, but he did have a couple bomb drive. Actually, he hit the driver really well.
Yep.
All 9. So job, Curb, and you're on the winning team. Congratulations.
It felt good to be knowing I was going to be drafted by Luddy. So I was like, I was curious. I wasn't sure if it would be me or Josh. I thought I was going to go ahead of Ross this year, but
yeah, I know.
I know last year you 2 debated because of my distance and best shot. It kind of helps compared to Josh being able to drive at 185 on a good day.
Yeah,
well, I'm pretty sure there was collusion between you 2 last year on the draft, and so I kind of shot myself in the foot by.
If I'm being honest, Josh got into one hole number 9. And he hit it to 120 yards out. So, I mean, like, I thought he hit his best drive of the day. He's still 120 out. So, it was tough. Wakeboarding, man.
And that's a 290 hole?
Okay.
I'm honored to be number 5. It feels good to be up as high as that. So, we'll take that.
Curb, I'm picking you my first pick every time, just so you know.
Yes. Love that. Except for Pooty, maybe.
Well, yeah. Number 4, I have Mr. Prudence.
Yep.
I think clearly he's definitely in the top 4. He was hung over maybe
made up for his performance last year where he used one of his shots.
But Pooty, I don't know if I played with him besides that one day, but Pooty last year was horrendous.
Yep.
This year,
my team,
he wasn't great. So, I don't think he's fallen anytime soon, but he needs to step up his game a little bit. He's going to Landman's outside of Sioux City on Tuesday. I'm curious to see how he does there. But Pooty had 7 shots, which is pretty good considering Stapp was on his team too. They were pretty even out there. So.
Yeah, yep. I've got my eye on the number 4 spot, damn it. I want to be drafted ahead of him, and I'm planning on golfing 18 this week as well. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have to give Luddy an update to make sure I know how he knows how I'm swinging.
Where are you playing at?
I'll go now.
Okay.
Katie's got a wedding she's in, so I have nothing to do till 1. So I'm just going to drop her off to get her hair done, and then I'm going to golf 18 by myself.
Nice. Well, hey, shout out to Curb. Signed up for the Luddy Classic. All you other yahoos that are too big of a pussies to do it. Yep. Do it. Sign up next year, but we're playing Curbs in.
All right.
Let's go to 3 and 2. It's going to be fire.
Get back to my table.
Okay.
We all know you're number 1, Kyler.
Number 3 is Mr. Jacob. Boop. Boop, boop. Bill.
I knew that's why you wanted me on here, and that's such bullshit. Me and Sapp tomorrow in Breed Up, the Muni. I don't care where. I will beat his ass. That's so fucking stupid.
Bill, he would beat you 9 times out of 10 days. Let's see. Back to Bill at number
Sapp
3.
Is not better than me, Tyler. And you know you're trying to piss me off.
So I played with Jake twice. I think only twice this year. He hasn't broken 40 yet. Sapp has shot 39, 38, 38, 37, 37, 37. He is breaking 40 left and right. He did have a bad performance on the day of the draft or the fantasy football outing, but clearly he's number 2. And then so then I have so much respect for Sapp.
You don't even realize he left yet.
It's unreal. I think Bill just left, but it's unreal how much respect I have for his game. Bill can't break 40 this year. And then that leaves me at number 1. Again, winning team. Shout out to Curb and Schultes.
I was waiting for that, and the fact that he left made it so much better. Thank God.
Did he leave?
I don't know, because he 100% left. I mean, I don't see him. Yep, 2 participants, so he gone.
That's
beautiful.
That's about what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the power rankings, I think I was pretty close to what you had. I think if we're only basing upon how people played that one day, I just make 2 flip-flops, and I think I move Bilt ahead of Shane. I guess I don't remember who played better that particular day, if Bilt or Shane played better.
So in my opinion, Bilt had 9 shots, and again, doesn't include putts. Sapp had 8. Actually, I'm sorry, Bilt had 11. Sapp had 8. I didn't think Bilt hit the ball very good.
But 8 shots on a more competitive team compared to 11 on a team that didn't play very well. That could potentially mean 8 greater than 11.
Yeah, I mean when they're using Joel and Josh's, and they use one of Josh's, and I had Joel at number 9. Bilt did not play good that day. I know Sapp didn't play his best either, but I still felt like I still think he played better.
Yep. And then the only other one I flipped around just because on the day was Schultes and Josh. But like you said, if you're talking the whole entire year, then you probably have to give Josh the edge because he plays more. But that makes perfect sense to me. Another great year of the golf outing, and interested to see what all happens next year. I'm hopeful no one's going to get too upset. I'm curious. Josh took a hell of a tumble from last year, didn't he, in the rankings? Was he like top 3 or top 4?
I'm pretty sure Axe was sitting at number 4. I wish I had that power rankings jotted down. I'm pretty sure Jared and Schultes were at 9. And I think I had was Ross and Zach Zach maybe like 7, 8. Because I think there was some controversy there where I think I had Ross at 8 and Zach at 7. And then from there, I'm pretty sure I had you and Pooty might have been 5 and 6, and maybe Pooty.
Oh, we might be losing you again, Lodi, buddy.
Probably stay consistent. Was at 4. What's that?
We might be losing you again.
Oh.
Nope, it's all good. We're just about. Nope, you're all good. We're just about done anyway. While you were giving the rankings, I just did a quick rundown of the preseason top 10, like only taking into account draft rankings and nothing else, and just for my eyeball test and doing it in 5 minutes. Bloody, I had your team at the 3 spot, third best team overall post draft. And so you coming back as the least scoring team, I just loved your start with Kamara and Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook especially. I thought Pooty should have took him at 10, and that's actually one of the reasons Pooty's lower on my rankings. So rankings that I had really quick, I actually had Pooty as my least favorite team in the whole draft. So granted, week 1 he did okay, but I just was not a fan of Joe Mixon or Cam Akers, and Cam Akers, like you said, really isn't shaping out week 1. But I had him in the 10 slot. Number 9, I had Shane because it's Shane and he likes to draft wide receivers the first 2 rounds and then punt on everything else. But he had a good week 1, just ended up with the loss. 8, I had Joel. 7, I had Axe. 6, I had Jared. So I actually have Jared making the playoffs this year, but I said that last year and didn't work out for him. 5, I had Bill Tino. 4, I had Ross. 2, I have Schultes. I think he has the best starting team in terms of starting lineup, but it's a long year and you need a deeper bench. And so, surprise, surprise, I give myself number 1. And again, think I got the best team.
Hey,
rinse and repeat. I said myself.
It's your rankings, man, just like the golf rankings. Everybody else can F5.
Damn straight. Last year I started the season off saying I was number 1 and currently holding the YarskCap belt. So I know you're struggling with the service, but with that in mind, any last words that we got, everyone, before we sign off? We'll kick it off with a shorter podcast today.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Beautiful. Perfect. Well, sounds good. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Luddy, for the golf rankings. Thank you, Bill, for taking some small time out of his excessive alcoholism problem and probably going back to his girl that he won't stop sending snaps of the morning of Iowa State, Iowa. I mean, it's not going to help you. Iowa sucks. But with that in mind, hope everyone has a great start of the year.
That would have been a good talking point. I would have loved to get the skinny on Bill's girl from the Iowa State game, but different time.
That can be a tease for next episode. We can get the skitty on Bill's little skinny peepee. So with that in mind, we're signing off, everybody. Thank you very much and have a good one.